What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I'm not on a step mill. Today I want to get into Kyler Murray and what this whole quarterback exchange thing is starting to look like between him and Austin Kendall. I was going to say Kyler Kendall. There is no Kyler Kendall. I also want to talk about some breakout spring camp stars that we might see, might not see, as well as why the OU basketball team all of a sudden seems like it needs paramedics to revive it back to life. I don't know what's going on there. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is this tweet that I just came across with J.D. Reynolds at his strength and conditioning facility, where he had our own offensive tackle, Bray Walker, in. And let me preface this by saying there's a link in the chat where you can find this video I'm about to describe. I encourage you to just go over there, spend 5 seconds watching Bray Walker jump 4 feet in the air. Like, what is that? He's 6'7". He's 320 pounds. There's no way that he could, and then he jumps 4 feet in the air, and his toes are on top, like his toes are on top of a small child. Like the holy hell athlete alert. This is the kind of kid we got playing offensive tackle at OU. Matter of fact, he might not even start next year. That's how stacked we are at offensive line. But think about that for just a second. How are you 6'7", 320 pounds, and able to jump that high in the air unless you're just ridiculously strong? Now, I've heard these sorts of stories before. I've heard these sorts of stories where a guy is just ridiculously strong and can do these feats that seem for people smaller than him. Like, actually, Jordan Phillips was one. Jordan Phillips could do a standing back tuck. You know, he could jump up in the air, flip around, his hand land on his feet at like 6'6", 330. Fletcher Cox, one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL today, Super Bowl champion Fletcher Cox, could do 21 pull-ups at like 300 plus bills. So, I mean, it's not like I haven't heard these stories before, but we have another one at OU. And I keep trying to tell everybody, the kids that come to OU, the kids that get offered to go to OU, they are not regular. They're physical freaks of nature in 17-year-old bodies and 16-year-old bodies. You know, Bray Walker can't even vote, man. You know, he can't have a beer, but he can jump 4 feet off the ground at 320 pounds, dude. That's sick. It's nasty. That's uncommon. And that's all over the field at OU. Offense, defense, special teams. Doesn't matter. It's everywhere you look. And I need people to continue to keep that in the back of their minds when they're talking about how good or great or bad the kids are. The fact is, you probably will never ever see an athlete like them in real life. Like, you won't really see them. And if you see them in sweats, and they'll be at the mall. You won't actually be in the room when they're doing one of these ridiculous feats like Bray Walker does here, that J.D. Reynolds was cool enough to catch on video and be like, hey, check this out. Because, you know, I like seeing that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys like seeing that kind of stuff. So, with that going on, let's do the roll call. I see folks got in here. That's what's up. Alexander, what's good, man? Nathan, one of Hank's best. I like it. What's up? Ryan Morewood, what's good? Richard B in the house. Coach B, what's good? Bryce Ward, how you doing? Boomer Sooner in the house. Jimmy Akers in the house. What's up, Jimmy? James McMillan, what's good, fam? Pure Flames in here. Don King, great friend of the channel. What's up, man? Jack Cowden in here. Let me see. Andrew Southard, what's up, fam? So, questions, always drop them in the chat. You know, we range, we go from topic to topic as it is. If you're in here, say what's up. I'll shout you out. If you got kids watching, you know, I like to put them on blast. Say what's up if you get in here. But back to this Bray Walker thing for just a little bit. I don't know if we can put that into context for somebody that plays with their hands the way that an offensive tackle does, right? That explosion that you see when he jumps 4 feet in the air to land on this stack of mats, right? The place you're most likely to see that on a football field is with his hands, right? When he goes to punch out, when he goes to establish position, either run blocking or pass blocking, because that is the most explosive part of his body. The most explosive part of his body is his hips. So he needs to drive up through his hips. But after that, his hands need to come out. And I'm glad that JD caught that on tape for a number of reasons, but another one being this kid, quite honestly, if he wasn't 320 pounds, could probably slim down to play wide receiver, could play tight end. You know, he could play whatever position that he wanted, but his body type, the body he's filled into, says offensive tackle. But I genuinely just want to make that clear to folks that play on the offensive line, all those kids, physical freaks, athletes, just all over everywhere, and they get this rep about not being able to move, you know, or having or not having fast hips, quick hips, that they don't seem to be as quick twitch as the guys on the outside that play wide receiver, that play corner, that play running back. You know, they're every bit as fast, if not faster in some cases. And they're every bit as nimble, if not more nimble, because of what their position demands from them. I really want to drive that home if I can. See who else got in here late. Let me see. Michael Davis Jr. is in the house. What's up, Michael? Derek Ives in the house. What's up? Matt Harshaw. What's good, fam? Sean, what's up? Cole, what's good? Mark Andrews. That's what's up. Nancy, what's up, fam? Let me see. David Johnson, what's good? Ethan, what's good? Jerry Moore, how you doing, fam? Tim Worthington in the house. I like it. Let me see. What we got? So you think Bray Walker can jump out of a pool and potentially replace Orlando Brown? Jumping out of a pool, that's Rodney Anderson's bag. Replacing Orlando Brown, it's a possibility, right? Because if you're looking at that left tackle spot, you got to believe that perhaps Bobby Evans gets a hard look, right? Played right tackle last season. Probably our best returning tackle. No, he is our best returning tackle because he started, at that position. But we've got some options over there. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a guard move out there if we could have that kind of kid. To say nothing of what Daryl Simpson might be able to bring in. But I think Bray Walker definitely has the talent to start. We're gonna find out if he's got all the mechanics that he would need from a mental standpoint to play the position, because Bill Bedenbaugh has that offensive line ready to go, man. I mean, for the first time in a long time, the offensive line could be the dominant strength of the offense, even better than Kyler Murray at quarterback, Austin Kendall at quarterback, Rodney Anderson at running back, Trey Sermon at running back, Marquise Brown on the outside, CeeDee Lamb on the outside. The offensive line of this 2018 team could be the strongest unit on either side of the ball. That excites me, because whenever OU has a great offensive line, we win championships. We just do. What else we got in here? Austin Hill, I see you, fam. Christopher Bundy, what's good, fam? Jared Schnell, what's good, fam? Let me see. Jimmy Russell, what's good? Matt French is in Norman. I like it. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Matt Harshaw says, what do you think of the potential grad transfer Calvin Anderson out of Rice? Would it put us in a bad spot if he decides not to go to OU? No. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of folks don't really take into account when they talk about Oklahoma and grad transfers. Usually when Oklahoma gets a grad transfer in, that guy plays right away. We know we're going to get out of that guy, and we know what we want from him. But we're never hurting. When Justin Brown came from Penn State with that fiasco, he played right away, returned punts, because we knew what we had from him. Jeff Badette came in, played right away, kind of faded from the wide receiver role, but returned kicks the whole time. And when he came in the game, you almost knew that he was going to get that sweep, and it worked. But in regard to us being hurt if Calvin Anderson decides not to come to Oklahoma, no. Like I said, the offensive line is one of the strongest units, the strongest unit of this team, right? I'm so excited about it. But having a Calvin Anderson then, that gives us an immediate answer to play tackle. Just immediate answer, and you would love to see that from a guy who's proven that he could play at Division I level. Let me see. Tommy Donald's in here. Big Thunder 3. What's good? CBR Swag. What's up, fam? Let me see. Chris Weeks. What's up, fam? Let me see. What else we got? Jimmy Russell says, what's up? RJ checking in from South Korea. Holding it down. Hey, man. I hope you're enjoying the Olympics while they're down there. Tell me what's up. Let me see. Nathan says, hey, bro, me and some fam having a conversation right now. What's Kyler's 40 time? Anyone know? So the last time that I saw Kyler's 40 time is 4:40. 4:4. 4:4 speed, which is ridiculous. Let me put this out here. 4.6 is fast. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but 4.6 is fast. 4.6 goes sub 11 in the 100-meter dash. That's fast. 4.5 is ridiculous. That's ridiculously fast. I don't care who you're talking to. 4.4 is sprinter speed. That's elite speed. That's you could go and run in the Olympics with the correct training. And to have that at quarterback is just redonkulous, right? You're not supposed to have that kind of speed playing quarterback, because usually you need that guy to either run the ball, catch the ball. Rarely do you have the luxury of having a guy that can run with that you could put at quarterback and drop dimes. I'm really excited to see what Kyler Murray could do if, when, how he wins the starting job. We'll get, I made a video about this, Austin Kendall versus Kyler Murray, and I believe that Kyler Murray is the starter come September, but I still truly believe that Austin Kendall has way more of a shot than people give him credit for having, because, at the end of the day, Lincoln Riley wants to have the best quarterback he can have. And if that means running a pro-style offense with Austin Kendall, or it means running more of a zone read offense, dual threat kind of offense we might have seen with Baker Mayfield last year, then we're going to do that. But the fact is, we still run the ball more than we throw the ball. And let's not get lost in who's playing quarterback, because we got this bevy of running backs, Rodney Anderson at the top, Trey Sermon, then Marcelius Sutton, and then we got Kennedy Brooks, TJ Pledger coming in. We're going to be great on offense, man. We're just going to be, oh my goodness. Hey, Coach B with the super chat. What's up? Fire Mike Stoops. That's what's up, fam. Let me see. Yep, Geno Lewis was another grad transfer. He was thoughts on OU being ranked 9th in ESPN's early rankings. At first, it's February. Fine. If you don't have this team in your top 10, then your top 10 is ridiculous. We just played in the Rose Bowl. We were one of the 4 best teams in college football last year, and we lose the Heisman Trophy winner, and we lose the Conference Defensive Player of the Year. But outside of that, we're pretty good, and it ain't like we got, a scrub coming to play quarterback next year. Whoever plays quarterback is going to be good, and whoever gets to play that oboe role in Mike Stoops' stupid 2-gap 3-4 scheme is going to be great, So, 9th, fine. I don't care, I care, but I don't care, because we deserve respect, and I'm always going to fight for this jersey to get the respect that it's due, especially when you're talking about off-season. Because then you're talking about pedigree. Then you're talking about resumes from past seasons. Then you're talking about who the coaches are. And then you're talking about what we have done years ago. All this goes into account when you're talking about too early rankings and whatnot. And the fact is, as much as it pains me to say this, this is Alabama's college football world. We're just living in it until we beat them. Until they get beat consistently in a national championship. Five national titles in 9 years. That's ridiculous. That's not supposed to be able to happen in modern football, and yet we're having to deal with it. So it doesn't matter. It's Nick Saban's until we take it from him. Let me see what else we got in here. Derek Ives says, stack that offensive line. We're okay if the kid from Rice doesn't end up here. Absolutely. Bobby Pierce says the volume isn't very loud. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Let me see. I tried to turn that up a little bit. Let me know if that helps you out or not, fam. Let's see. Michael Pfeiffer. Whoa. Did I miss Michael Pfeiffer coming through? Jonathan Pickett. What's good, fam? Nancy Rom says, in comparison, what's Rodney's 40? About 4.5. But Rodney's fast, but Rodney's not elite fast. Rodney will run away from everybody. It's like asking what Nick Chubb's 40 time is, right? You want to know, but you don't need to know. All you need to know is that he can break tackles. What else we got in here? Okie Cub. What's good, fam? Oh, Don with the $20 super chat. That's what's up. Enjoy BP and some popcorn on me. Tom Ward, good or great. BP is Black Panther. Don King knows I love Black Panther. Don King knows I'm probably going to make a video about going to see Black Panther on Friday because he's my favorite superhero. He's my jersey. That makes me, okay. Let me answer this question. Tom Ward, good or great? Good. Tom Ward is good. Tom Ward was good. He had an opportunity to be great, but it's hard to be great as a linebacker when your defense got styled on and skull dragged because you played in Mike Stoops' 2012. Even before that, Brent Venables' defense was getting kind of worked in the Big 12. So it's hard to say that you're a great linebacker on a defense that was so-so at best. But I liked Tom Ward, and I liked his game. I really wish that he would have played on a better defense. But today, I still say the last great linebacker, true blue linebacker at OU is Curtis Lofton. And it kind of sucks to say because there's a long time since Curtis Lofton played linebacker here, but I'm hoping that changes soon. Let me see. What else we got in here? Bob Stoops is in here. Fire Mike. I agree to fire Mike, and I always have to take care of his butt. Okay, cool. Bob says fire Mike. I'm for it. Curtis Schwab, what's up, fam? Hey, Bob, get your little bro out of here. Yes, please. Pure Flame says Joel Klatt, most enthusiastic commentator. Yeah, this is true. Joel Klatt likes being the color guy, and I like that he likes being the color guy. He's fun. Let me see. Matt Harshaw, if Austin Kendall does win the job, what does this mean for Kyler? Is a 2 QB system possible? Does Kyler become the next Paul Thompson move to wide receiver? First of all, I don't think that we've ever had a quarterback with the kind of pedigree that Kyler Murray had in high school. You know, I mean, he was elite, and not just elite. He was the best quarterback in Texas. That's not even up for debate. That's consensus. That's across the board. Consensus 5-star recruit. Okay, every single person in Texas who matters would tell you that coming out of high school, Kyler Murray is the best quarterback that they had from the state of Texas. Right? We know how deep football is in the state of Texas. We go down there and we rate it to play at Oklahoma. So number one, he's going to play quarterback wherever he plays, okay, because he's a quarterback. Number two, no, there's not going to be a two QB system. There could be. Let me back off of that. There could be, but I doubt it. I doubt it because Kyler's that great of a passer. You know, you have a 2 QB system when you got a quarterback who can't run and a quarterback who can't pass, and you need to find ways to get them both on the field. We don't need to do that. And we don't need to do that because we got this solid running game behind us. All we need is somebody who can manage the game, complete the passes, right? That's all we need. What we want is someone like Baker Mayfield who can complete 70% of his passes, throw for 300 yards a game, 4 touchdowns, you know, have a 40-touchdown season where he throws like 10 picks. That's what we want. But no, Kyler Murray or Austin Kendall, make him the starter, go with it until the kid loses the job or proves that he can't handle it. Let me see. What else we got in here? Yeah, Don King says, oh yeah, hashtag fire Mike Stoops. I like it. What else we got? Pure Flame says, I heard we signed a linebacker from Bixby, something Tillman or something like that. I haven't heard that. But if you guys got any news about that, let me know. Let me see. Chris Weeks, any hope that Mike gets his gets his act together and turns the defense around? Yes, there's always hope. I mean, that's the thing that I want to also stress about Mike. The reason I want him fired is not because he's not a good coach. It's not because he can't recruit. I mean, my goodness, look at this defensive class we brought in. It's because he's stubborn and he wants to run this scheme he knows, like I know, like you know, doesn't work. All right? I can't do anything with stubborn. Okay? Stubborn doesn't want to be great. I want to be great. I want to be great. I want Mike Stoops' defense from 2000 to 2003. All right? I want that defense that was mad it gave up touchdowns. That's what I want. You know, I want defenses that were out there trying to take off heads. I want the defense that spawned Roy Williams coming over the top of somebody's offensive line to knock the ball out of Chris Sims' hand so that Teddy Lehman could catch it in the end zone. That's what I want. I want Derek Strait. I want Andre Woolfolk. He played offense. You know, I want Antonio Perkins. You know, I want Brandon Everidge. I want Rocky Kalmus. You know, I want Tommy Harris. I want Dvorak. I want a scheme that allows junkyard dogs, men who are pissed off and mad at offenses, men that want to kill quarterbacks. That's what I want. And when Mike Stoops is great, he's coaching a 4-3 with those sorts of absolute monsters playing in it. And it's not hard. It's a basic 4-3. You know, you ran the same basic schemes and everybody knew what you were running and you were going to run it better because it's all about whooping people in front of you. So yeah, I hope he gets his act together, but I ain't counting on it because we've been doing this for 6 years. And I'm tired of watching people hang 40 on us. My goodness. Let me see. What else we got? Damn right, 4 men on the line of scrimmage. Matt Harshaw. We signed a kid. Let me see. Miles Montoya, Rocky. Yes, sir. Michael Pfeiffer. I think you misunderstood. Mike's recruiting Florida, not talking about shootings. My God. What? Oh, yeah. We're talking about recruiting. Bill Shake. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong, Bill. How do you think we can be next year? Any chance at winning a national title? I see you, Crankstar. You got here, fam. That's what matters. Yes. We're gonna. I think that this team that we have is capable of winning 12, 13, 14 games. I do, right? Even without Baker Mayfield, okay? Because as good as Baker Mayfield is, this team, this 2017, we didn't expect them to be this good. We really didn't because we didn't know what we had, especially in the offense. Who were the playmakers on offense? Baker Mayfield, Mark Andrews. Who else? Who else did we know we were going to get something out of? Nobody, man. CeeDee Lamb came out of nowhere. Marquise Brown came out of nowhere. You know, Michael Jones came out of nowhere. Trey Sermon came out of nowhere. Abdul Adams came out of nowhere. So, yeah, you know, we got the goods. And even with Mike Stoops' corpse, we still won 12 games, made it to the Rose Bowl, right? We lost the game to Iowa State. We probably shouldn't have lost to an Iowa State team that, frankly, won 8 games. Wasn't terrible. Turned the ball over for the first time in their last game of the season. You know? So, yes, I think we could be great. And I think this could be the team, right? We're looking for an 8th national championship. Been looking for an 8th national championship for 18 years. But this could be the team. And if I didn't believe that, why am I an OU fan? You know, I'm not here to not believe we're winning national championships. I'm not here to thinking, you know, I think this team's only good enough to win a bit. No. I'm here to win national championships. So, yes, absolutely, I believe we have a shot. Let me see. What else we got? Black Jones. What's up, fam? Let's see. Charles Serber, I thought Rodney Anderson was done. No, he does not. Hey, Miles, with the $2 super chat. Man, it's becoming like clockwork with you. What will the strength and conditioning be like? That's a good question. What I know about Bennie Wiley is his teams were always in shape. And that's all I can ask for from a strength coach. Like, I want him to do what Schmitty did, which is take guys like Sterling Shepard, who came out of high school, beanpole, 5'10", 175 pounds, and blew him up into a monster. You know, and for somehow kept his speed. You know, that's a thing. He kept his speed. So that's, I mean, but to ask for somebody to do that the way that Schmitty did that, I think is asking too much. However, this is Oklahoma. So maybe that's why Lincoln Riley brought Bennie Wiley in. You know, it's because he didn't believe that there would be any drop off, and perhaps he could do something that Schmitty couldn't, right? Which is win more than one national championship. I'd like to see that. Let me see. What else we got in here? Yes, absolutely prayers for Florida. But we were talking about recruiting. I think somebody got confused in there. Let me see. Brian Johnson. Why did Jordan Thomas look lost at times last season? That's a good question. And I think the only answer to that is to ask Jordan, right? Because Jordan Thomas was playing the same scheme that Trey Norwood was playing in, that Trey Brown was playing in, that Parnell Motley was playing in. You know, so whatever he saw, I don't think there's kids out there that are just trying to misread plays. I don't I don't think there are kids out there who are trying to get posterized. You know, I don't think they're trying to get styled on or mossed on. I think that whatever he thought he saw, he thought it was real, and he would, you know, get lost chasing ghosts. And while he's figuring that out, we got to win football games. So, and he got an invite to the combine, you know, and maybe he'll show something that we didn't frankly see. I mean, my goodness, I didn't know that Kenny Stills had 4.4 speed until he went to the combine, you know, because one of us saw it. Kenny was much more interested in just getting the ball, getting out of bounds. Whoa, Miles. That's what's up. Matt Harshaw says, Odessa, Permian, Jinx, and Aledo could probably put 40 on Mike's defense. Don't forget Union or Booker T, for that matter. Man, speaking of Booker T, I made this video about Dax Hill. You should check it out. I want Dax Hill. I'm tired of Oklahoma missing out on so many Booker T prospects. Okay, we got Dominique Alexander. Cool. Was good linebacker, right? He's in the record books as having the school record, tied for the school record with the Boss, you know, for tackles in a game with 19. But frankly, we missed on Justice Hill. He's playing at Oklahoma State, you know, and frankly, we missed on Felix Jones. He went to Arkansas. I don't want to miss on Dax Hill. And I don't want another kid from the area going elsewhere to play college football. For whatever reason, we have a really hard time holding on to kids on the east side of the state, all right, where I'm from, where I live, Tulsa, all right? Josh Proctor went to Owasso. Why, how does he end up at Ohio State? You know, we gotta do a little bit better job of getting our own, right? Now, I understand we're Oklahoma. We don't have to. We can go to Texas. We can go to California. We can go to Florida. We can go to Alaska if we have to. But as a sense of pride, I want hometown, home state kids to want to stay home. And if you're not recruiting them or recruiting them hard enough, they'll leave. They've shown that. So go recruit Dax Hill. Tell him you want him to be the next All-American safety at Oklahoma. Make that happen. Kerry Cooks, talking to you. I know you listen to the channel. Let me see. Kian, what's good? What would happen if Bray Walker switched to defense by some weird change? No. But it would be fun. He'd play defensive tackle, and it would be alongside Michael Thompson, and it would have Jalen Redmond on one side and probably Kenneth Mann on the other. And we run 4 down linemen. But also in my fantasies, Ricky DeBerry is still a Sooner playing, outside linebacker. But I made that video, so you might want to check that one out too. Lockett brothers. My God, yes, the Lockett brothers. You missed on all of it. Hey, look, Tyler Lockett, go to Kansas State. Kevin, go to, man, don't get me started. Let me see. Hey, JSL made it through. That's what's up. Who will replace Obo? That's a good question. We got some guys that are up for the job. I mean, think about it. You got Addison Gums, who you got to believe is a favorite because he saw a game last year, and we expect him to have a big season last year. You also got to remember that Mark Jackson is still here, and he's still that kind of tweener linebacker role. Jalen Redmond's just a freak. We don't know exactly what they want to do with him. We just know that his upside is tremendous because he hasn't been playing football for that long, to say nothing of Ron Tatum and Ronnie Perkins, so it's a crapshoot there, but it's not a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot to see who wins it. For us, it's a win no matter how you look because we're so deep at that position. It's not funny if you're the rest of the Big 12 because any one of these guys could start. Any one of these guys could play, and I'm really interested, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to hear about them and watch them duke it out either in camp or at the spring game, summer camp, fall camp, all the way through the 2018 season until somebody makes that position their own. Let me see. Kind of like Rodney Anderson did the running back position. Before it was kind of like whoever had the high hand. Then Rodney was like, at the Kansas State game, no, it's mine. I've taken it. Thank you. What else we got? Brian Johnson. They seem to go after Jinx, Union, or Owasso players. You're right. You're right. Something about my Booker T Hornets. They're holding. I don't think they're biased. I don't think OU coaches are biased against Booker T. I just wish they would work harder to get kids from Booker T to Oklahoma. Let me see. Ryan Morewood. I really don't like people who say that you have to be tall to play quarterback in the NFL. Look at Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. Yeah, you can't just sit in the pocket and throw the ball all over the middle. This is true. However, the caveat needs to be thrown in there that if you got a hard time seeing over the line, you're going to have a hard time throwing over it. That's really what it comes down to. Even a guy like Antoine Randall, who played quarterback in Indiana, switched to wide receiver because that was going to be what he did. However, when you're talking about Baker Mayfield in particular, you're talking about a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. You're talking about a guy that played over an offensive line that is every bit as large as an NFL offensive line. If you're talking about did he throw over big tall guys? Yes, he did. Did he complete 70% of his passes? Yes, he did. Is he the most efficient college football quarterback in college football history? Yes, he is. So why are we talking about his height? And even if we were, I wouldn't care that if he's 4'5", if he completed those kinds of passes with that level of efficiency at Oklahoma, where we play a big boy schedule, where we don't schedule Mercer in November, we schedule Ohio State in September, and then we go to work on them. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Let me see. No, Booker T boys normally don't go to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State normally recruits Booker T boys. All right. That's not the way that works, right? We're not partial to Oklahoma State. We're not partial to OU. We're partial to who wants us. That's what that is, all right? Let me see. How much will Buki affect the defense next season? Lord knows we need help in our secondary. Yes, so Buki's got to get on the field. I think he gets on the field at corner. I think I could easily see him playing opposite Parnell Motley because Motley to me is our best corner returning. I know a lot of people have got feelings about Jordan Parker, and also people got feelings about Justin Broyles and what he could do. But I mean, 5-star defensive back. I've seen the kid's film. I love it. I've seen the kid play live. I love it. I just like his game, and I don't think he's gonna play safety because I feel really good about what we have at safety. I think Robert Barnes is gonna start in that Will Johnson role at safety, right? I think you're gonna look at a Khalil Houghton or a Chance Sylvie as who's going to be the free safety, who's going to be the guy who's responsible for keeping the lid on the defense. But yeah, man, we got to get Buki on the field somehow. And that's easy to do if you're running a 4-2-5, Mike. My goodness. Who's going to the spring game? Yeah, show of hands if you're going to the spring game. I'm seeing if it fits my schedule. I'm not sure yet. Because school and whatnot, and my book is finally being sent to copy editors, so that's fun. Black Jones says FAU or UCLA if Chip gets his offensive system down with Morris guys. Whoa! Hey, JSL! Man, that's what's up. Tell me what you want to talk about, JSL. You know how it works, fam. I appreciate it. To the heart with that. I think Florida Atlantic is the team that I worry about more than UCLA. Why? Because Florida Atlantic knows what it has. It knows what it can do. It knows what it's capable of. And Lane Kiffin is for all his faults, is a really good offensive coach, right? So if there's a way to pick apart Mike Stoops' defense, Lane Kiffin figured it out by now. You know, I think that's something else to keep an eye on. Let me see. Black Jones says, I think it'll be Bookie, Motley, Norwood, Parker. Yeah, man, I'm just really interested to see what Justin Broyles can bring to the table along with Jordan Parker. You know, Trey Norwood's he's gonna have a shot. He's gonna have a shot because he acquitted himself so well in the Rose Bowl. But I want him to put on some weight, for crying out loud. Let me see. Finley B made it through here. Let me see what else we got in here. Trying to see. If I missed your question, I'm sorry. Continue to drop it in there. Of course, super chats go to the front of the line. Nancy Rom says Kyler's ball security. I mean, he didn't fumble the ball last season. You know, and we don't talk about ball security unless we're talking about dual threat quarterbacks. Let's keep it real. You know, nobody was talking about Sam Darnold's ball security, even though that dude, you know, threw like 13 picks and had like 14 fumbles. By no means is a dual threat quarterback. So I think we need to keep that in mind. But, you know, Kyler Murray didn't make a habit of turning the ball over, didn't make a habit of fumbling the ball, didn't do it in high school either. You know, I really want the kid to have an opportunity to make his own mistakes and make his own flaws, you know, because if there's stuff that's wrong, we'll spot it and we'll call it, right? I'm not worried about that. But until then, I want to give all these kids a clean slate, especially at the quarterback position where they have not started consistently. You know, I want to give them an opportunity to define themselves. Maybe Austin Kendall has become more of a running quarterback. We just don't know it because we haven't seen it. However, was Scout Team Player of the Year, and it wasn't like OU faced non-running quarterbacks all season. We faced a fair variety of them. I would venture to say most of them. So I'm interested to see what those kids bring to the table and what they have to say about their own flaws. Let me see what else we got in here. Will the safeties be the weakness of the defense? No, it'll be the linebackers. Mashar Army could be a problem. Yeah, 10-win team with a flex bone offense. Yeah, they could be a problem. Our schedule next year is ridiculously hard. Like, I don't think enough people understand that, all right? Like, FAU won 10 games, all right? Army won 10 games, okay? Oklahoma State, 10 games. TCU, 11 games. You know, like Texas nearly got us last season, 29-24. Our schedule's tough, man. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You know, and this non-conference, slate where we're used to having the one cupcake, the one Louisiana Monroe, you know, that was supposed to be FAU this year, and it ain't. FAU can play, all right? There are no easy games on the schedule, which means there are also all the games on the schedule are good. So, Warthog, what's up? Hey, I made a Warthogs video yesterday. How Baker Mayfield is like the Giving Tree. Man, check that out. Whoa, Miles Montoya with $5 super chat. That's what's up. Can you represent us at ESPN? Don't like some of the people working there. All right, CBR, deuces, fam. Thanks for coming through. I'll catch you on the replay. Man, ESPN ain't giving me a call, dog. So, like, I can't tell you. I can tell you Mondays, 9:40. On Mondays at 9:45 a.m. Sports Animal. You can catch me talking OU sports. I'm gonna put that video where I talked about what we talked about on Monday, which is mostly the defensive recruits, and this terrible slide the basketball team is on, and we don't know what's going on, man. You know, between Trey all of a sudden not being Trey. It's not that he's not being great. It's just not being Trey. And the defense of this team, you know, it looked good last night for the first time in a long time. Actually, the first time since they played Texas Tech the last time. But even that wasn't enough, right? And now Texas Tech is looking like it could win the Big 12 Conference, which is like a Twilight Zone type of deal. But I'm gonna say this: if we beat Kansas next Monday at Allen Fieldhouse, that's that whole Big 12. The whole Big 12 slate is a wash for me because we finally beat Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse. Can't tell you how mad I was to find out Oklahoma State beat Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse before we did, man. In the Bill Self era. Like, I'm just, I can't with that. I need that to win. Best D for the flex bone is not a 3-4, Nancy. It's actually more like a 4-4. It's a load the box. I don't know how many people watch Navy, but the only way to beat that team is to hit all the holes and to wrap up and tackle. Is to get your linebackers and best tacklers on the field at all times and try to close off the edges. Right? It's ridiculously hard to stop if you don't see it consistently. It's like trying to stop the wishbone back in the day. Only people that ran it were us. So like if you didn't know how to defend it, we already got you. The game is won because it's like whack-a-mole. You don't know where the ball is some of the time. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that game. I'm not looking forward to it at all. John Phillips says he loves the new bumper. I appreciate that. Mama's awesome. Mama with the cane chuck. That dude who did subscribe to the channel. That's what's up. Cole George is gonna go to the KU game. That's what's up. Let me see. Black Jones says it's our defense for OU's basketball. Not sure what Lon Kruger's doing coaching wise. I don't blame Lon for this, and I don't because I've seen him coach for years now, and I can tell you that Lon Kruger does a better job than anybody else in the country of putting his players in positions to win basketball games. He is the anti-Mike Stoops. And now you're talking about executing, which is something that Stoops brothers love to talk about, is that we don't execute. No, man, you got them lined up in a scheme that doesn't. Man, Mike Stoops had Eric Stryker lined up on the numbers against TCU and tried to say it was about executing. No, he's 15 yards away from the ball. That's got nothing to do with him and everything to do with you. Lon Kruger doesn't do that, He plays through Trey and he says, hey, man, if you guys line up in this way and you execute, we're gonna win basketball games. But if you can't make layups, okay, and you can't knock down open shots, you're going to lose games. That's the way it is. You got to be able to knock down shots, and you got to be able to hit bunnies. Let's see, what else we got in here? Bryce Ward, how will Mike do against Lane Kiffin? I don't know, man. Hey, Mama! Thanks for coming through. I love you. Mwah. Mama Savage making a stop. So, nah, man, I'm not excited about what Lane Kiffin could do to Mike Stoops' as far as the scheme, because how we win that game, and we'll win that game, it's going to be because we outscored FAU or because some player on that defense decided today was the day to have his Aristea. That's what's going to happen. Caleb Kelly or Kenneth Murray or one of the corners has 2 picks or something, or Michael Thompson or Neville Gallimore, any one of those, Amani Bledsoe, any one of those guys has like 3-4 sacks. It's not going to be Mike Stoops out scheming people. As much as I want that day to come, I think that day is gone. Let me see. All right, we're getting close to where we got to wrap it up, fam. Because I try to get people out of here by 6:30. So one more question, and then we're gonna call it good. Let me see. What else we got in here? Sam Darnold got me bugging. Best D for the flex bone. Got that. Man, I love that y'all saying bye to Mama. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Mama's awesome. Mama also thinks you should rate the podcast on iTunes. Give it 5 stars. Otherwise, she's writing nasty comments. My mama wrote a review to the person that gave the podcast a 1-star review. Like, I love my mama. JSL says, how about the Michigan State basketball boys? Hey, man, Izzo got him playing. Gallimore's a beast. All right, Miles Montoya with the. All right, Kian, thanks for coming through with the last question of the night. Other OU sports win natties. What can the football team learn from them? It's a good question. I've often said out loud that Patty Gasso should run a winning clinic. Patty Gasso, KJ Kindler, and Mark Williams, the 2 gymnastic coaches, and Patty Gasso should run a winning clinic for the football team. This is how we win national championships. Not how we win conference titles. Not now how we get invited to the big game. This is how we win national titles. Patty Gasso should call it, this is how you win back-to-backs. Like, I would watch that. I would love to see Mike Stoops have to sit through and take notes. That'd be awesome. All right. That's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. We live stream every Wednesday at 6 o'clock without fail. Off season, we go for half an hour. We have a lot of fun. If you jump in the chat, I try to shout you out just like I'm going to do now. So let's do roll call if you're still here. So if you're in here, say what's up. Let me see. I know Crankstar's in here. JSO was in here. Pure Flames. Miles Montoya was in here. Don King was in here. Let me see. Kean Husher was in here. Let me see. Black Jones was in here. Nancy! I think I'm gonna make that RJ for DC shirt and put it online for y'all to. Let me see. Warthog says off to do more honey-do work. Fire Mike Stoops. All right, fam. Good to see you. Let me see who else we got in here. John Phillips was in here. CBR was in here. Black Jones was in here. Let me see. Mama was in here. Cole George was in here. Crankstar. I see you, fam. James Barber. I see you, fam. Clear Flames. Ryan Morewood. Matt Harshaw. Bryce Ward. What's up? Norman! What's up, Norman? Daniel Torres was in here. Tim Worthington was in here. What's up, Tim? Bill! Thanks, fam. I appreciate you. Don! Deuces, fam. I'll see you. Let me see. Who else we got in here? All right. That's it for me. I love y'all. I appreciate it. It's always fun. I'll see you next time. Deuces.